I met another lady, an Australian lady, who looked like Sophia Loren when she was 20. And after meeting her, she got pregnant as well. In the 7th month of pregnancy, she came into the house one day and said, "I've got pains." Although we tried to dismiss it, I got the idea that maybe the baby might be arriving early. Something I'd never dreamed of before. And she herself said, "No, that's impossible, Don." But then she began to groan, and crouching down, she began to cry out. So I rushed up to a neighbor, and she came down and she said, "I think you might be right, the baby's coming." And that's how my second daughter was born. 7 months old, less than a kilo in weight, in the middle of summer on a Greek island, in a primitive house, with no running water, little electricity, and me without a penny in my pocket. Well, a passerby said, "You have to get her to the hospital in Athens if you want her to survive." So I rushed around trying to raise a little money to get on the boat that was leaving that evening. And going down to the shore, who did I see? Standing there like Jesus, but the old Groaner himself. And I said to him, "Brother," I said, "I need a hand. Can you lend me a few bucks till I get back? I've got a creature on my hands who's asking to live in this world. And I've got to get her to a hospital in the city for a while." And reaching into his pocket without blinking an eye, he pulled out everything it contained and just handed it over with a big Jewish smile and said, "See you when you get back, Don, when you all get back." When I got back to the island, he wasn't there. I couldn't thank him. When I saw Leonard again, some months later, or maybe it was 6 months or so, and said, "Leonard, I owe you." He said, "You don't owe me nothing, Don. Forget it, brother." Well, years passed, and my daughter, she became a journalist. She wrote me to say she was doing an interview with the president of South Australia, who, she said, happened to be a Leonard Cohen fan. And during their discussion, the rumor had got out about how she was born and how Leonard had helped save her. So the president of South Australia was so interested in the story that he invited my daughter to come to the theatre with him where Leonard was giving a concert in Adelaide. And of course, that quite excited me. So I wrote a quick letter to Leonard to say, "How about a song for Little Gem when you're on stage?" Well, I didn't get an answer, but I did find out later that during Leonard's tour, nothing or no one was allowed to get near him because it was a very, very tight schedule. But I'm sure he would have said, "This one's for Little Gem," had he got my letter in time. Why do I say that? Because I think that's just the way he was. He wouldn't have made a big deal of it. No, of course not. But he was always a giving man, Leonard, I found. And although we didn't have so many conversations together, we always communicated in some way. And as time has passed, and he, alas, is no more, I still feel we're close. Like artists with a capital